Bethesda announced Elder Scrolls 6 almost 7 years ago with a short teaser trailer. With Skyrim nearly 15 years old, the next fantasy open-world RPG is finally ready to be officially revealed. Leaks from insiders are pouring in, details of gameplay and a release date for one of the most anticipated franchises in gaming history. Let's take a look at Elder Scrolls 6. Bethesda has been mostly radio silent when it comes to the franchise Elder Scrolls, especially since they spent the last decade working on Starfield. But all this work to create the epic sci-fi open-world adventure is also helping to build the next Elder Scrolls game. Todd Howard has spoken in interviews about Elder Scrolls 6 development, while also lamenting that they announced it far too early in 2018, along with a statement from Xbox's Phil Spencer that Elder Scrolls 6 is one of their games that has a decade-long development. One of the pain points of the next Elder Scrolls game is the creation engine, which is in 2.0 with Starfield and will see another half-step improvement to become Elder Scrolls 6. It's undeniable that Creation Engine 2.0 can be an absolutely gorgeous and spectacular looking engine with eye-popping landscapes afforded in Starfield, and knowing Bethesda's evolution of their engine from Skyrim to Fallout 4, then the jump from Starfield to Elder Scrolls 6. This will hopefully be a leap in technical graphics and immersion we come to expect in the late 2020s. Bethesda is trying to reduce how many loading screens we'll see in the game after Starfield's complaints. This is a fault of Creation Engine 2.0, which allows so much flexibility and organic customization in gameplay with lifelike usable items littering the entire world space. But this comes at a cost, with segmented, contained interiors or loadable cities. Creation Engine 2.0 for Elder Scrolls 6 isn't completely at fault to loading screens. This is a problem that Bethesda leans on as a crutch to segment the world and locations to make development easier to track. But according to this leak, they're actively trying to reduce those loading screens and transitions. Todd Howard explains, quote, "The Creation Engine 2 was customized for Starfield, and that further, every game will have some new suites of technology. So Elder Scrolls 6 will have some additions onto Creation Engine 2 that the game is going to require," close quote. Leaks from a former developer at Bethesda Softworks who shifted to full-time work on Elder Scrolls 6 decided to share information about the next Elder Scrolls game in the wake of their departure. The information outlined from this developer should be taken with a grain of salt for a couple of reasons. One is that it is very early in development, and two, one singular developer and their perception of where Elder Scrolls 6 is heading in the next few years should be cautioned. Elder Scrolls 6 will continue the legacy of its predecessors, with a vast open world, deep lore, and immersive storytelling. Fans are speculating that the game might be set in Hammerfell or in the region High Rock. Over the past few years, more speculation has emerged that it could be taking place in both regions, since they are so close to one another. Take High Rock, for example. It is the northwesternmost region of Tamriel, bordered by Hammerfell to the southeast and Skyrim to the east. It is mainly populated by the Bretons and is a province of Tamrielic Empire. High Rock and Somerset Isles are only provinces in Tamriel that do not share a land border with Cyrodiil. Its regional geography is varied. The forested peaks of the northern Rothgorian Mountains are occupied mainly by Orcish tribes based in Orc strongholds. The only true cosmopolitan cities lie along the Iliac Bay, the enclosed body of water across which sits Hammerfell. Hammerfell is a massive region covered by vast jungles, wooded mountain ranges, subtropical grasslands, humid swamps, and arid desert. And this brings in another large leak from this developer that says there are 12 to 13 major large cities, mostly all the size of Solitude and Whiterun from Skyrim. Having epic cities is nothing new if you've played Elder Scrolls Online, a game that's been around 10 years, but seeing this all in Creation Engine 2.0 with modern graphics and towering buildings with high detail will be a sight to behold in Elder Scrolls 6. Even older Elder Scrolls games brought towns to life, and hopefully Bethesda can realize more lively immersion with bustling cities and NPCs that interact with the world organically. 2 provinces for the first time in an Elder Scrolls game sounds extremely ambitious. The large body of water between High Rock and Hammerfell could play a big role in the evolution of Starfield's shipbuilding, with the possibility of actual shipbuilding to sail around the sea and get into combat. This is a major focus, seafaring pirate gameplay and procedural generation content with a shipbuilder and generated islands and dungeons when using ships at sea. Expect an Assassin's Creed Black Flag homage with real-time ship battles, on foot and on deck combat to relinquish enemy ships or sink them. Bethesda has always been known for elevating its mechanics and implementing them and evolving them into their next title, even cross-pollinating things from Fallout to Elder Scrolls. The Hearthfire DLC in Skyrim first showcased the idea of base building. It eventually evolved into something much more hands-on and elaborate with Fallout 4, and finally with Starfield shipbuilding, and took an even bigger leap forward compared to other previous titles. Expect an evolution of Starfield's spaceship building mechanics for your high-sea vessel in Elder Scrolls 6, allowing you to custom create a ship based off your faction's styling, a fast, agile ship, or a strong brute force tank on the high seas. This also means that Elder Scrolls 6 will have a multi-tiered game system of building your own ships and even building your own homestead, evolving from Fallout to Skyrim and now the new Elder Scrolls 6. Even settlement systems are reported to return from Fallout 4, allowing you to run your own village or settlement as a lordly ruler type. Bethesda will likely allow us to build more than one settlement and brand them according to the faction or guild you align with in your playthrough. This means there should be a very robust building and customization system, allowing you to create your own village or fortified fortress to fend off attacks or display your spoils of war. Insiders also talk of the return to dragons to Elder Scrolls 6 and Tamriel, becoming a far more prominent and important keystone of gameplay, as Elder Scrolls Skyrim used random dragon encounters to create dynamic, emergent gameplay. This report states that dragons will play a key part of story-based moments or have dragons inset to locations, bringing a meaningful purpose to their impact upon the inhabitants of Tamriel. Progression is more simplified, with Bethesda wanting less numbers and menus and more gameplay while you level up. There are no classes or signs anymore. According to this report, you acquire perks through reading books, learning spells, have a mini-game tied to them based on your magic skill. You get stronger through gameplay, health increases if you survive damage, stamina if you sprint a lot, magicka if you use magic often. We've seen great strides and improvements from first and third person combat over the past decade, and Bethesda has really improved ranged and melee combat even with Starfield a couple of years ago. We can expect the evolution of melee combat to make it more visceral, punchy, and magic and melee system more enjoyable. But everyone wants to know when Elder Scrolls 6 is releasing, and it may be sooner than you think. Insiders are revealing right now that this coming June in 2025 at the Xbox Game Showcase, Bethesda will reveal the Oblivion full remake that is being built from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5 with a partnered studio, and the Oblivion remake is set to come out sometime this late summer in 2025. This would be the perfect time for Bethesda to tease one of their great classics and follow it up with the first real reveal trailer for Elder Scrolls 6 since 2018. Even Xbox's Phil Spencer said in the court cases in 2023 that they plan to have Elder Scrolls 6 release as early as 2026. It's possible that this may take even longer, as development for games, no matter what studio is working on them, has taken an additional year or more to realize their vision. And Bethesda is no stranger to releasing games before they are ready. But recently with Starfield, they have taken that extra time to get it right. And this might be the year we hear about Elder Scrolls 6, with a release date as early as 2026, or maybe even afterward in 2027. This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video about Elder Scrolls 6. I think the wait has been far too long, and I would really think that this year would be the time when they would finally reveal the game and let us see what it looks like. And I really hope we don't have to wait until 2028, but Bethesda has to get it right. They have to redeem all the promises they make about their big franchises and get this out of the way so they can make Fallout 5. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support what we do here on the Colt Eastwood channel, you can do that by hitting the join button below or joining the Patreon. Those are all in the description. Check out the merch on Threadless. You can get shirts like the X and C shirts here that I design. We also do monthly merch giveaways there on both of those platforms as well. So check those out. But also check out the X and C podcast. We'll be talking about the gaming news, some more diving into games and rumors and leaks, stuff like this, with Middle-Aged Game Guy and I. And that's 5 p.m. on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can check that out. Thanks so much. Let me know what you think about Elder Scrolls 6, what you expect to see from it, if it's going to be a long time away. And while you're there, as I always say, please be nice.